Everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lilian. In today's video, I'm gonna be doing a book review for this book. It's called The Simple Path to Wealth, and if you've seen my other videos, you've probably seen the book. So the book is about finances. So if you love finances, this will be so interesting because I'm gonna be taking some of the most important lessons from this book. So the first lesson on this book, he talks about saving. The first lesson is to save as much as you can. And when he talks about saving, he has a specific number, and that number is 50% of your income. So if you earn between 2,000 and 3,000, that means if you are earning between that amount, 50% will be somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500. So it is so easy said than done, because obviously it's so hard to keep up with the expenses, leave alone saving, and most of the time you don't find enough money to save. So he proposes for a way to be able to save is by cutting up all your high costs of living inflation. That means spending all your money on the necessary things, the totally necessary things, and then leaving out everything that is unnecessary. So that would free up your money for you to be able to save your 50% of your income per month, and doing this consistently over time for a very long period of time and keeping this money away. So I'm going to talk about where you're going to keep money in the next lessons. The second lesson he talks about is about avoiding debt. And this is in form of credit cards, in form of very expensive houses like mortgages, or avoiding debt in terms of buying cars on debt. If you have to buy, he proposes that if you have to buy something, buy it on hard cash. And if you cannot use your hard cash to buy something, then it's best to avoid it, because the interest that is charged on all the money that you spend or on credit is the amount of money that you can use to invest instead of having to give somebody else your money. So he talks about credit cards in detail, and we're going to be talking about the detail. He goes through a lengthy discussion about credit cards and how much they seem so very attractive, because you find that credit cards always come with this notion that as long very low amount of money for you to be able to keep your psychology, because when you have something that is given to you that you didn't work hard for, it's very easy for you to overspend, especially on clothes or anything, on stuff that you don't need. But when you use your hard cash, hard-earned money, it's very hard for you to overspend it. He talks about starting to look at your debt and paying your debt before you start investing or even think about saving. So if you're starting right now to save, start by getting rid of all your debts and then thinking about putting all your money into your savings. So if you have debt, start with the biggest debt. The next lesson, this will be lesson number 3. So he talks in length about Vanguard. Vanguard is a platform. If you have not heard about Vanguard is a platform where you can be able to buy low-cost funds at a very affordable rate. And so Vanguard also has a platform where you can be able to save your money tax-free. And then when you're withdrawing the money, just know that the money will be taxed. So savings comes in, and where do you put your money in? He is always talking about putting your money to work. And if you put your money into, say, Vanguard, you're going to be able to buy stocks, and these stocks are you're going to invest in the top companies in the UK or in the US or in wherever you choose to put your money in. And so this money goes to work right away. So he talks about saving every amount of money that you can or you have and putting it into use right away. So some of the stocks, low cost funds that he talks about in this book is one, the VTS SCX and the SP 500, or anything of an equivalent to these low cost funds. So it depends on where you are in the world. So for example, in the UK, we don't have the VTSAX, and what is available is the SP 500. So looking at SP 500, because that is what is available for me, is a low cost fund. It's very cheap. It has very cheap cost of financing it, or an ongoing charge that enables you to invest your money. That is like a fee that you can pay for you to be able to hold that account. It's very low, and I think it's probably around 0.07. This is a very low cost, considering that you can pay somebody, say, 1% or 3% to invest your money. So this is a very affordable and a very effective way of investing. So the SPF 500 is about top 500 companies in the US. So this will be companies like Post, companies like General Motors, companies like Google. So all these companies, SP 500 enables you to invest in this company and then earn dividend or profits from the profits that they make, without having to have an investor invest money for you and all that. So this is where your savings come in, and you can hold these accounts for the rest of your life. He talks about having these accounts for the rest of your life and saving as much as possible. He also talks about, so the fourth lesson that I've learned in this book is that you don't need an investor or a financial advisor to advise you on how to save your money. You can probably, by the time you realize how much charges, and most of the time all theirs will not work for you, you probably have learned to invest your money yourself, because most investors or most financial investors require you to have a good amount of money for them to invest for you. So the last lesson that I've learned that is very huge is about, if you decide to put your money in S&P 500 or this FTSE also in the Vanguard platform that is available in the UK, don't start tinkering or start manipulating it or moving it around. Do not play around with the market. If the market drops or goes down, it will always come up, and so there's no need to start moving your money around or panicking. Just let your money stay and make it a plan to save as much as possible. You might not always save 50%, but save as much as possible and put it into your low cost fund and see it grow. So those are the lessons that I've learned from that book. It's a very good book, and it will come with lots of educational finance education that you might never have heard from anyone else or anywhere, and no one will ever tell you. But this book is very simple. He also has another book that is called The Pathfinders, that you can find on it on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon, or you can read it on Audible, Kindle, whichever platform. It's about other people who have done or followed his advices and where they are or how they started, and that could be a very good lesson, especially if you're starting your finance journey, or you're already started and you want more advice on how to handle it. Anyway, thank you so much for coming back to my video, and I hope that you enjoy this video. It gives you an idea of how to start your financial journey if you've not started, or continue to grow in that path. Thank you so much. See you next time.